Okay. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. Hello. You guys should be able to see me now. Welcome to Spirit Coaching Astrology. I am your Western Tropical Astrologer. My name is Priscilla, and today is reading is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January of 2022. So let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so Libra rising in particular, I do all of my readings from the perspective of the rising sign first. So if this doesn't resonate, please go ahead and check out your other sign. So your other placements for your other signs and, sun and rising, sun and moon as well, to see if it correlates a little bit better, if it makes more sense to you. So take what makes sense, what resonates, and discard the rest. This is for entertainment purposes only. So you listen at your own discretion. If you want to book a personal reading with me, I will add the link in the description box below. Okay, so let's begin. I have my cat, my crazy cat is like roaming around my seat. So if I mess up a lot or stop a lot during this video, it's because my cat is crazy. Where are you, Apollo? Okay. All right. So Libra, right now you have Mars in your third house. So there should be a lot of action around in your local community, around siblings. You could have been having some quarrels with siblings right now, or just like meeting a lot of people in the local community. There could be the need to action out more in service to the people that are in your local community, or you could have met some friends recently, or just this month alone is a really good time for developing your third house, themes, which would be, things that correlate with your distant relatives or your siblings. This could even be friends or, neighborhood, neighborhood things, or, neighbors, for instance. And so there's a lot of energy in this house for you. Now, Mars is going to move into Capricorn. So when it does, it's going to move into your fourth house. I believe in February or maybe late January. I don't know. I'd have to go check. But so right now, Mars is stationed at 21 degrees in your third house. Let me make sure that's correct. It's at 22 degrees now. Okay. So or here and there, but you might feel like it could be some time also to pick up like some education stuff, or like learn a new course. You might be even going back and revising, maybe if you didn't finish like a high school diploma or a GED, or, if there was something that you didn't finish that has to do with learning, this might be a month where you feel compelled to work through that again, or go back and revise it or start it over again. So the sun is in your fourth house in Capricorn. So there could be a lot of emphasis in the home life right now for you. You could be either working towards redecorating your house, or, for women, you could have, women Libra risings, you could have met a man that you feel very at home with. This could be highlighting some energy with your parent, the more maternal parent in your life, mother for most, but could be father for some. And Venus is also in retrograde in this house for you too. So love, there's probably some misunderstandings in love right now. And because you have Mars in your third house, you could have been communicating very passionately, very bluntly, very aggressively. You could have even had a lot of anger behind some of the words that you've said. There could have been some miscommunications in these areas for you. Mercury did go retrograde today. It is Friday, January 14th. So Mercury went direct today, and it does not went retrograde today. It does not go direct until February 3rd. So you could have been feeling the post shadow period for like a week or two now, since the beginning of the year. When we came into the new year, Mercury was entered into Aquarius, and we had a new moon in, you know, as well on the 2nd. So that could have stimulated like a need for a new direction with your love life or the people that you love, or there could have been a lot of miscommunication. There might be some things that you realize that you need to let go of or reconsider. This could have also been a time for some of you where a woman did enter into your life. If you're, you know, a Libra rising male, or even if for women risings, you could have met someone potentially that seems you know, like the it type of image. It's that person that you are like, wow, this is it, this is the one. But you know, with Venus going retro, or with Venus going retrograde later on in last, you know, in December, it might have shooken up some of these areas for you if you are in a partnership in your home life, or if you met someone and now things are kind of rocky. But you know, it will go direct on the end of the month on January 29th. So you can expect these issues to lighten up and fix themselves. With Mercury going in retrograde, you also have a time now to revise. Like you're going to go back into, for you Libra risings, sun and moon, Mercury is stationing retrograde right now at 10 degrees in your 5th house. So this could be some miscommunications with children. If you have children, this could be some issues around how you enjoy yourself, how you have fun, how you have leisure time. There could be some connections here with your spirituality as well, because Mercury rules Gemini, and it also rules Virgo. So there might be some going back and revising and working through communication issues and how you intellect your ideas, how you share your ideas, and not just that, but how you feel about yourself and how you speak to yourself as well, because this hits your 12th house as well, because Virgo is in your 12th house. The 12th house is the subconscious, it's the hidden things, it is the way we speak to ourselves, it's your inner voice, and it is a spiritual house, and so is the 9th house. So you know, Mercury going retrograde in your 5th house in Aquarius, it is you know, activating these houses for you. And at the current moment, the North Node is in Gemini for you in your 9th house, and it is going to move into Taurus, which is going to affect your 8th house. So now we're talking about the house of psychology, you know, the house of resources, and how you share and create resources with other people. You know, the 7th house is contracts. It's how you come together and develop your contracts. And the 8th house is how you do the dirty work. This is why this is the house of the, you know, the underworld and all of the taboos in life, because, you know, the 8th house rules over actually putting in the work, and where the psychology now comes into play, because now you have to work through, you know, all of your hidden phobias and fears, and you've got to work with people. I mean, you know, this is this shared resources. So Libra rising, sun and moons, there will be a huge theme with how you connect with others and how you produce your work, or anything in your life for that matter, and how you are working with others to develop the things that you want to develop in your life for you, as well as working through some of your hidden components, some of your, you know, themes in life that, you know, the ugly things in life that you don't want to face or you don't want to really go touch on. And this could also pertain a lot to your, I want to say your childhood as well, how, not necessarily your childhood, but how you have done things in the past. With the nodes moving into your, you know, 2nd and your 8th house, this is your house of, you know, your financial house, and then the opposite with your shared resources house as well. So this is going to determine a whole new path for you from versus the last 19 years, how you approached money, finances, and how you shared it with people, and how you inherited things or whatnot, and how you do them now. It's going to change the way you go about your negotiations, your networking, your contracts, the way you connect with people. You have had Chiron in 8 degrees at the moment in Aries. So Chiron has been sitting in your 7th house for a while now. I want to say about 2 years, I think a year or 2 years. I'm not sure. But so Chiron in Aries can definitely, it will trigger some childhood wounds or some childhood memories, and how they show up with you in partnerships. So there has been a lot of transformations in partnerships for you, a lot of endings possibly too, as well as a lot of impulsive moments, a lot of angry moments with partnerships and people close to you, and even a spouse. You know, there could have been a lot of also like digging underneath the surface to see how these past life experiences and your experiences as a, you know, when you were younger affect your partnerships now. But, you know, thankfully you are coming into a huge transformation into who you are as well. Okay. You know, Libra is the cardinal sign. So the last 2-3 years has been very, very significant for cardinal signs. There's been a lot of transformations and changes for, you know, Libra, Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn. Lots of changes and transformations or deaths, and not literal. I mean, literal is a theme as well, but more so figuratively speaking. So like in areas of your life, you know, death to ego, death to how you communicate, and picking up a new style of it, how you connect and you know, bargain with people, and how you develop things in your life and your career as well. So a big thing for you guys coming up, Libra, is that there's a full moon on Sunday, Monday. I'm probably off a little bit, but I'll look. But there is a full moon coming up on the, let's say 14. I want to say the 18th, no, the 16th. So that would be Monday. Let me see. Yeah, so Sunday, Monday, depending on where you are in the world. So this new moon is going to highlight your 10th house. This is going to really ask you to revise how you approach your career, how your emotions are tied into the growth that you make in your career life. It might have you go back and revise, because Mercury is in retrograde now. So not only are you seeing how you feel, looking at your career life and in the sense of your emotions and how it satisfies you internally and how you feel about it and how you connect with others, but also how going back and revising some things and working through some things, and you know, double checking some things for whatever you might be developing now with Mars in your third house. You know, third house rules over like communication and like, you know, books, and it rules over the creative writing. It rules over anything that has to do with the flow of communication. So there's a lot of action here with Mars sitting in that third house. And activating the North Node in Gemini in your ninth for, you know, spirituality. So, you know, if some of you have projects that you want to launch out, this is a good time to go back and revise it. And do not, you know, I mean, you can if it's already an existing project, but if it's not something that's already existing and you are trying to create it now, do not release any of that till after Mercury goes direct in February, because you know, you never want to start anything during Mercury retrogrades anyways. But if it is something that you've already established, like a ongoing project, this would be a good time to revise it. And then before you launch it out, make sure you dot your T's and cross, or you know, I mean, dot your I's and cross your T's, because you don't want to have to go back and redo the contracts or redo something because something didn't pan out right. Mercury is infamous for messing things up, especially on a technological level. This full moon, yes, in Cancer, but also this Mercury retrograde. They're very prominent for you in your 5th and your 11th house, because you know, it's always the cross house. The 11th house is the collective community. Okay. But Mercury is also in Aquarius at 10 degrees going retrograde. So Aquarius deals with innovation. It also deals with progression, but it deals with internet stuff. Okay. So this Mercury retrograde is it's a very special one, because it's in its exalted sign in Aquarius. Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. So this is a good time for creating anything that has to do with communication and the flow of it, and utilizing the internet, and you know, reaching out to the masses. Just make sure that you do this in a good productive and very concise way, because you don't want to miss steps, because again, Mercury can really mess those things up for you, which is why I say, if you're going to do any contracts or anything of that nature, wait till after Mercury goes direct so that it doesn't mess anything up. Okay. So you have some really good news here for you, Libra, because it's like whatever it is that you're trying to start up or get out there to the collective or show the world, it's going to happen for you in this month. Is highlighting, it's opening the doors for you for that to happen, and it's opening the doors for a lot better year than you've had for the last 2 years. Okay, so that's some good news to look forward to. Also with you know, Mercury in retrograde in your 5th house, there could be some miscommunication with children if you have children. With Saturn there at 13 degrees, it could feel also like some restrictions and limitations around your fun and your leisure. You might feel like you're working so hard that you do not have time for fun, leisure, and excitement. And even like flings might be like, you know, and Libra is not used to this, because Libra, you know, Libra rising, you're ruled by Venus. So you're ruled by the planet of love, the goddess of love and beauty. So you guys get a lot of attention, and you get a lot of, you know, I don't want to say flings, but, you know, Libras do have a lot of connections with people. Let's put it that way, flings, if you may. And so this time with Saturn sitting in your 5th house, it might have been, you might have for the last year or two been feeling really restricted and limited with, you know, not feeling as wanted as usual or as noticed as usual. But this is really just, this Saturn in your 5th house is really just teaching you how to discipline yourself, to have a proper balance between fun and joy and partying and all that, and, you know, discipline and structure in your life, and, you know, work life. Even though Libra, you're very, you're, you know, your cardinal signs, so you're very much work and career are very, very important to you. And you guys are pretty grounded when it comes to things like that, but there's obviously some more room for growth. And this is what Saturn is doing in your 5th house. It's really bringing you some growth in this area, and especially with children. So for some of you, if you have children, Saturn is really teaching you how to get more disciplinarian and more structured with your children. And, you know, nobody wants to be like the mean, harsh parent, but this is really just teaching you how to have certain boundaries with your kids so that you can bring them up properly, and, you know, make them into wonderful citizens out here, right? So something that is really cool for you guys is Jupiter entered into your 3rd house. So work is going to be expanded for you. I mean, you're going to be working a lot, and you're going to be serving other people a lot. So whatever it is that you do in your life, Libra rising, Libra sun and moon, this is a very important time for you to connect with the service of others. It's also a time that you need to really take focus more so on your health, because the 6th house is the house of health for you. And Pisces is sitting in there, and you have Jupiter in there. So Jupiter expands anything it touches. And while it sits in your 6th house of health, it can expand health issues for you. If it's not on a physical level, it could be on a mental level. You could be dealing with more anxiety. With Pisces, it could be more on an emotional level. There could be dealing with a lot more psychological issues, digging deep again. So now we're going back to that partnership with Chiron in the 7th. There's a lot of emphasis in this year for you on working through your partnerships more so, and facing some ugly truths that you have been not wanting to look at in a realistic light here. With Neptune at 20 degrees, you have also been not really focusing too much on your health. You know, there's been some deception here in this area for you, and not just in health, but in work. And there will be some clarity now that we have Jupiter entering into its native sign as well. So Jupiter and Neptune both rule Pisces. Jupiter is an ancient ruler. It rules Sagittarius now, which is your 3rd house. So this is how we know that it is going to activate this area of servicing others with communication and affecting your career path, where it's going to open new doors for you, and possibly a really good time to when Saturn moves into Pisces for you guys in your 6th house. It again will be a really big time to really concern yourself with your health, it's probably a good time to do it now before Saturn enters into your 6th house. Okay. Because this could bring some long lasting health issues if you're not careful. And Jupiter can really expand the body. And in the 6th house, even though the 1st house rules the physical embodiment, 6 is still health, and Jupiter can expand it. So not only just expand health for you, but it could really, some of you can gain weight this time, or be dealing with issues of weight gain or things around that nature, like high blood pressure, anything that deals with like diabetes, things of that nature, because Jupiter and Pisces do rule over diabetes as well. So diabetes can be a really big thing for Libra risings right now. So you should really be checking in with a doctor if you can. Or on the upside of this, with Virgo in your 12th house, you guys can get really, really perfectionist with your health, not just your physical health, but your mental health. And you might be really working through a lot of working through anxiety of the mind, because I feel like with Pisces in your 6th and Virgo in your 12th, this is your subconscious and your conscious mind, your left and your right brain. So there's a lot of push and pull here with trying to be a perfectionist, but also having room for compassion for yourself and spirituality and, connection to your emotions. There's a need to try to balance and logic this out. But, Jupiter here also wants you to dig a little bit deeper into your spiritualism, and not try to perfect everything on a subconscious level, because this is something that you might not even realize you do. On a very subconscious level, Libra rising, you are a perfectionist. Everything has to be perfect for you. You might not even notice that this is a habit. It's hidden from you. So maybe try to take up with Pisces in your 6th and Jupiter activating this house for you. Maybe take on some meditative course. You might need to get into some type of meditation or, Reiki, or some type of healing of the aligning of your chakras. This would help your health improve big time. And, with you being ruled by Venus and Libra being your 1st house, you need to stay away from sweets, because I do see diabetes being a big issue here, and not just diabetes, but, problems with, just blood sugars in general, and just sweets, and that can really help, get weight gain for you with that as well. So, try to limit the sweets, because Venus does rule over anything sweet, and this could really just be like candy and sodas and sugars, anything that has a lot of high sugar in it. Maybe try to focus on limiting that just a little bit. Okay. The moon is in Gemini at the moment, but it's going to go into your 10th house. Right now it's in your 9th. You could be really trying to think on ways to expand your higher education. And so when it moves into your 10th house, this will definitely highlight how you can integrate the things that you are learning into your career path. Okay. For some of you, this could also activate or highlight some issues around parental figures, mother and father, because the 4th and 10th house is mom and dad axes. And so there could be some new information with how your parents could help you with long-term career, or maybe something could come up for your, a mother or father with career as well. But nonetheless, this is really about personal matters. It's more so about your career path and the way that you're going. You have, again, Uranus is also going to go direct on the 18th. So the 18th is a wonderful day for everybody. It's a really crazy day on a collective level, because Uranus is going direct on the 18th. The nodes are moving into Taurus Scorpio on the 18th. And then right before that, Cancer's having a full moon on Sunday, Monday. We just had a retrograde Mercury today, and Venus is retrograde. So, I mean, when I say we are revamping love, communication, career paths, a whole new reality for 2022. We are on a collective scale, but especially for you Libras. So I would be looking forward to Uranus moving direct in your 8th. Excuse me, I have someone at the door. There's my dog. Let's stop.